Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is the Big Girl Diary, world news and celebrity mess. Uh, I have to say, there is no short of news, craziness, or any and everything under the sun. There is some madness going on. Now, everybody has been talking about Russia, Ukraine, Russia, Ukraine. Whether if it's Africans and Asians and Indians being mistreated by the Ukrainians during a war, and I find that quite interesting. You could take time out of being bombed just to express some racism to other people. That's wild. To where the U.S. is secretly dropping bombs on Somalia. Where's the outcry there? It took the U.S. like what? Everybody agreed to give what 2 billion? No, $12 billion to Ukraine, and you can't give two pennies to Somalia. Worse, you can't even give 5 cents to black people asking for reparations. But I find it interesting how the U.S. can find money to give to other people, but you can't even take care of the U.S. first. And I'm not saying anything negative. I'm not saying anything about Ukrainians shouldn't be helped. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that Somalians shouldn't be helped. I should not. I'm not saying that anyone who the U.S. helped should not have helped. What I am saying is the U.S. You need to take care of home first. Help us first before you help other people. And look, I know black people are not high on your list until whenever it comes to voting time. Then all of a sudden, do all the shucking and jiving. I'm going to do this for you, and just lie. That's what politicians do, and it's making me wonder how the Democrats are going to do this election cycle because you have fallen short. Kamala Harris, could you please stop bringing that woman around the black community? She is not black. She has never identified with being black. She don't know the first thing about what it's like to be a woman of color. Let me take that back. Let me backtrack. She has no idea what it's like uh, to be a black American. Yeah, she had a little scuffle. She was confused with one of us and got treated a little badly until Joe Biden, when he was doing all that busing, until he learned, don't do that to those black people. Yes. What are you sending me again? This is not how my live stream was supposed to go. Now, back to Ukraine. Back to Ukraine and Russia. I think it's really interesting what's going on there. I'm sorry, I don't have my stand. How you doing? I find it's really interesting what's going on there in the Ukraine. You want to come up? I'm talking about the Ukraine and celebrity mess, Jussie Smollett. But back to the Ukraine is rather interesting. Okay, Putin, in my opinion, yeah, I know it's crazy. Let me see if I can bring you up. This is my first time live streaming, so I'm trying to bring some. I should have watched YouTube to learn how to do this. Let me see if I can add you as a guest. Invite. Copy, paste. Let me see if I can put this in the chat. Oh, please let me be able to find a chat. It's not working out the way I want to. I can't put it in the chat from here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, goodness, come on. Okay, I put it in the chat. If you want to come up. Yeah, this is my live stream is just going downhill, but I'm glad you're here. Yeah, but what's going on over there in Ukraine? It's crazy. It's really wild because Putin is trying to bring Russia back to its heydays when it was under communism. And I saw a documentary, the Kazakhstan, where oh my goodness, what is it called? Oh my goodness, the Kardashians, they're Armenian. Armenia is southern Russia. And another place, I can't remember the name, they're over there fighting like crazy. They're still fighting, but they are looking at the days of communism in the Soviet Union to where they didn't have those issues. They didn't have any of those issues to where everyone had something to eat. Everyone had this, everyone had that, but now it's just a little strange. Okay, don't worry about that, J Rock. Just enjoy and throw questions down there and I'll answer them. But the Ukraine is at a split. You have the Russian Ukrainians who wish to stay with the way things used to be because they're very conservative, very conservative. And now you have the other Ukrainians that speak Russian or just straight Ukrainian, to where they're more liberal and, shall I say, more so globalist, just to make things easier. No, I'm not going to say that. They're more U.S. terms. They're more U.S. terms, but they want all of the European lifestyle. Now, they are not pro-U.S. at all, which I understand. The U.S. can do some wild stuff to people, can turn a country out, in which the U.S. did. When this first broke out, they accidentally put out on Fox 5 that the CIA was in Ukraine. That was a slip, but I heard it. And I mentioned that on my previous video. Whenever the CIA, and I personally call them criminals in action. Normally, when something going on and criminals in action have something to do with it, all heck is getting ready to break loose. Whenever there's someplace, there's an issue. So, and this is just simply what's going on in my head. I'm thinking that since the Ukraine started rubbing elbows with the U.S. and speaking in their ear a little bit, oh, you could become a part of NATO. You could become a part of NATO. You can. And Gorbachev, before he died, before he left office, him and Ronald Reagan cut a deal. And the deal was to keep the UN off of Russia's front door. They did not want the UN there at all. Russia's not a part of the UN. They are a part of the European Union, but not a part of the UN.
What's that, chicken bone?
And Mom, I'm sorry, a part of the UN. And 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 for those of you who do not really grasp what's going on, or better yet, what that means, remember the missile crisis in Cuba when Gorbachev wanted to bring missiles over to Cuba? Oh man, they were getting ready to bomb up the whole world. JFK was like, oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Getting ready to send nuclear weapons over there and bomb that little island. That's how Russia feels. Russia is like, no, you are too close. And I'm not choosing sides. I'm just simply saying I'm not choosing sides. I'm just stating facts, what's going on. So Putin's like, nah, if you don't stop, I'm going to come in. And there was, and they've been going on with this for about 8 years, ever since the Ukraine fell into a civil war. Because of the people fighting, you had ethnic Russians that stayed on the eastern side of the Ukraine. They were separate. They were like, look, I'll mind my business, you mind your business. And then the western part of Ukraine started going over there and messing with them. Now, information is coming out that Ukraine has a problem, a huge problem with Putin calls them terrorists. I call them neo-Nazis. When you just hate people because you have nothing going on in your head. You just hate people. I'm going to hate you because you're Russian. I'm going to hate you because you got color. I'm going to hate you because you're short. For me, I particularly think that people who hate like that, they need some mental health help. They need some serious help. Because just to hate people all willy-nilly like that, not having any real fundamental reason why you hate, you got some serious issues, real issues that needs to be worked out. That's just my 2 cents on the matter. But this is not going to go well for the Ukraine. You know, Zelensky, or some people call him Zell. I think that's pretty cute. Hey, Zell. You're in my opinion, whoever is helping you, fire them. They're messing you up. I mean, that you just should have said, in my opinion, NATO's not coming here, Putin. I think you're taking this a little bit too far, Putin, but NATO's not here. I was talking to them, and I realized that's not a good thing for me. But that is not what you did, Zell. President Zelensky. You took it to another level. President Putin is not going to stop. He does not want Western values in Russia. And I get it. I get it. You know, when I was young, I was liberal and all that crazy stuff. You know, I want this, I want that, and I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, but I don't care. Well, that comes back to bite you, because you're going to have to most definitely pay for what you want. And look, President Zelensky, leave President Putin alone. You do not want to poke that bear. You don't want to poke him. Because if you poke them, you're going to get you are getting the grizzly. Not the full grizzly, but you're going to really, really, really get them. You don't want that. Heck, I don't want that. I don't want to see any more bloodshed. Most of all, and this may sound terrible, and I'm sorry, but it's just look, Ukraine, if you're going to send people over, please, 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 the people that come here, whatever prejudice or hate or whatever they have, they need to leave that over there. Do not bring that over here. Because the way dealing with the Africans over there, Africans would like to talk to you, apologize. Over here, it's not that kind of party. You act crazy, you say something out the way, Black people over here are going to deal with you differently. And normally, it's going to turn into a fight because we don't deal with disrespect well at all. And if you have that disrespectful streak in you, leave it over there. Leave it over there. Don't bring it here. Yeah, I just see that this is going to be a big problem, especially when you have people coming out saying over there, blonde hair, blue eyed people are getting killed. Now that right there, I mean, you can't even recognize that there are other people that are having issues. You don't even recognize that. And I find that to be a big problem because everyone matters, not just one group of people. I'm just bracing myself over here in the U.S. Because from my understanding, I hear that some Ukrainians going to come over here and they're going to reside in the Maryland part. I don't know how true that is. They're going up north of the United States. They're going to be placed in different places. But my heart goes out to them. And I'm sorry that they're going through all the horrible things that they're going through. But Zelensky, President Zelensky, you didn't make the right call. Whomever's guiding you, once again, I'm going to say you need to fire him because that person just really messed you and your country up. Really did. Now, from my understanding, well, it's kind of hard to get the Russian view because everything is Ukraine, Ukraine, Ukraine. And I get the propaganda. I get it. The U.S. is great at propaganda. You put one side out, and then when you bring the other side out, you make the other side look evil and crazy. I get that because they do this to Black people all the time, like what they're doing now to the little kids. Middle school kids get into a fight, and next thing you know, elementary school Black children are getting charged with hate crime, and these are middle school kids. This is the propaganda that we get. So when you come here, please act right and don't follow these dumb races that we have here already. We don't need any extra races. We just don't. We got too many now that we got to deal with. Okay, now that I got it off my chest. As we're still focusing on world news, man, African leaders. Okay, before I touch on Africa, Africans from the diaspora, wherever you are, you look in the mirror and you look African. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You were told when Black Americans try to tell you exactly what white supremacy is about, and you can't do nothing but say, hey, big girl diary, you're better than that. Racism don't exist. Oh, you're just making that up. You make it. Do you want to recant what you're saying and maybe throw an apology in there, like, hey, big girl die, I'm sorry. I mean, and I'm not only talking about myself, but just Black people here in general. Because it's hard dealing with the stuff that we're dealing with. And then people like you come and talk sideways like that, you're getting it. You're getting the full Monty. You're getting it a glass of drink and no chaser. It's just gonna just marinate on that. Now, to the African leaders, you gotta stop selling your people out. This is ridiculous. You sell your people out. You have all those resources, and then you have people from other countries coming in, taking your resources, giving you money. Personally, I believe, and this is what I think, I believe they compromise you and then ravage your country because you have no self-control over what your vices are. That's just my little 2 cents, my little projection. Can't prove it, but you can't stop me from thinking it. But man, it is beyond me how you have every resource in the world, and you don't have anybody you don't have one person on the motherland who knows how to deal with an oil rig. You got to go to Shell, Exxon. These people over here coming over, not only taking your oil and what do you call it, processing it, but you don't even get a benefit out of it. You don't even get $2 out of it. You don't get $2. You don't get bus fare. Nothing. You got a lot of stuff with you, man. I'm telling, because stop selling your people out. Over here in the U.S. Now you see, I'm gonna be straight up with you. We will call you a coon, a sellout, a Chicken George. Not an Uncle Tom, because Uncle Tom was a strong slave and he defended his family. You're Chicken George. You're the one who was pointing out where everybody is, selling everybody out. We will call you that. And then to make it into this century, we will call you an Uncle Ruckus. I just have a hard time with the African leaders. Now, I thought what Gaddafi was doing was a good thing until you had the Democrats over here. I'm not going to mention any names, but to me, I think she's evil. And she's Satan's sister. Just my 2 cents. And she was the vice president. And not the vice president. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. The Secretary of State. But the president allowed that to happen. The only thing what he was trying to do was bring Africa together. That was it. The United States of Africa. But now, you got those hateful, foul birds. That's just how I feel about it. Now, as I went on that rant, I mean, I could go on and on and on about it, but that's not what I, really want to do. I'm letting go of that. But celebrity mess, Jussie Smollett.
All right.
I just wait a minute. Now, I gotta say, you never said anything about a part as being a part of the Black community. You never, you, as far as I know, you haven't associated with the Black community at all. You associated with the LGBTQI community. LGBTQI community. He's yours. He is yours. No, do not drop him off on our doorstep. He went there lying and doing all kinds of stuff, and you were backing him up. You were in it. You were in it to win it. You were in it to win it. And when you found out that he was just lying as he was lying, then you want to distance yourself from him? No, He is your mess. He is yours. You keep him. I couldn't believe he had a nerve to start talking about my people 400 years. Nah, you weren't saying that. You were talking about the LGBTQI community and the issues what they face, and which is not cool at all. I'm not taking anything away from your causes or your pain or hurt. No, I'm just telling you to don't deny Jussie Smollett as he falls short because he lied and did a couple other things and lied some more and embarrassed your group. You got to own that. You have to own that. Don't no. That's on you. And I feel bad for those two Nigerian brothers that got mixed up with him and his foolishness. Foolishness to no end. Well, I gotta say, I'm glad I got a lot of that out of my chest. I needed to exhale that. No, I saved that for another one, another rant I want to do. But I'm kind of having a hard time keeping this straight because I left my stand. I thought I brought it with me, and I got this adapter that I thought would work so I could use my computer, and it didn't work the way I wanted to. So I am really struggle streaming, and I'm having an issue with my shirt, and I can't keep this cell phone straight, or this. Yeah, I'm all over the place. So if you like my content, please like, subscribe. If you have anything to say, whether if you agree or disagree with me, put it down there in a section. But most of all, I want to thank all of you for stopping by.